Robin Sewell, and welcome to Arizona Highways Television. So it was like it was frozen in time.
Exactly.
Today we're visiting an ancient city, destroyed by Mother Earth, now brought back to life in downtown Phoenix.
They are actually still excavating today, isn't that true?
They are, yeah. So excavations are happening in a limited capacity today. About 2/3 of the city has been uncovered, so there's still a third left to uncover.
We're also heading north, where a tiny crack in a rock, combined with floodwaters, has over thousands and thousands of years created a cavernous wonder waiting to be explored.
When you're walking through it, it's like a maze. It's much cooler, and you don't know when it ends or where it's going to, where your next turn is. It's otherworldly, frankly.
And who knew? Before it was the I-17, it really was a Hohokam Expressway.
There used to be a creek that flowed during part of the year, and that creek supported communities of people, animals, and plants in prehistoric times. And so many people traveled here on their way north, just the way that we do now.
And an ancient art preserved generation after generation. The ways of the past are still creating amazing pottery sought the world over.
One of the great things about the find is the amount of detail in the paintings, the frescoes, and things that were written on the wall. So they've been able to piece together certain stories, but then there's a lot that's still unknown.
Now, Arizona is waiting to help you write your story, filled with adventure and discovery of some of our state's ancient wonders.
Behind these doors is an ancient city completely destroyed by volcanic ash and lava, yet frozen in time by those same fiery elements that destroyed it. We are about to enter the city of Pompeii. It's been more than 1,900 years since Mount Vesuvius buried it. Yet right here in the middle of downtown Phoenix, Pompeii rises from the ashes. Come on in.
This was a way to really wow guests as they came in. We are in what would have been the entrance of a wealthy Pompeian home. Pompeians were Romans at the time that the city was covered. They loved grandeur and a lot of elegance. They liked to show off their finery, so this would have been a way to do that.
From bronze and marble statues to incredibly intricate artwork.
This particular piece is lovely. This is a detailed mosaic with a gorgon in the center. So Medusa, a lot of us know, was a gorgon. And this would have been designed to keep evil spirits or foes away from the home. Mount Vesuvius erupted in 79 AD, covering the entire city with ash. And because of the way it was covered, all of the artifacts were preserved. People left their homes thinking they might come back, so they left their belongings. Preservation was just like nothing else we've ever seen.
So it was frozen in time.
Exactly, it was a time capsule for almost 2,000 years.
When I first walked in here, I honestly thought these were replicas.
Yes, no.
Because oftentimes when you go to museums, you have a little bit of both. You have the actual artifacts, but then you have some replicas because most of them were demolished in something. It is remarkable that there is not a blemish, not a scratch on any of these things for 2,000 years.
And I can tell you the archaeologists thought the same thing. As they're pulling them out of the ground, everything looks so wonderful. And we're fortunate to have more than 200 artifacts in this exhibition, straight from the ground on loan from the museum directly in Naples.
Elaborate gardens guide us into a glimpse of what life inside their homes would have been like.
Do you happen to have a card table at home?
I do.
Most of us have a little table that we fold up and tuck away for a special occasion. So 2,000 years ago, our Pompeians had this folding accordion table, and they would have had a wooden top they put on top of it and brought it out when they needed it, folded it up and tucked it away when they didn't. And something like that, looking so familiar to what we have today, is absolutely incredible.
So here we are thinking that we're so innovative.
Even their glassware and pottery is similar to what we use today.
Let's look at the jewelry.
Let's look at the jewelry.
One of my favorite parts.
So I love this section just again because of how similar it looks to the decorations of today. The jewelry is absolutely intricate.
So Pompeian women were very fashionable.
Yes, those that could afford it. See, the emeralds and the pearls. Here the earrings would have been worn like wind chimes, so bring a little attention to themselves with the jingling.
From uncovering all of these, we have learned so much more about their culture.
Oh my gosh. So the uncovering of Pompeii has been instrumental in developing even the, not just the knowledge of Roman time, it was the height of Roman culture, like you said, a time capsule. We've learned a lot, and I would dare to say from what I've read the most about Roman culture from the city of Pompeii, but also the entire field of archaeology has been advanced over time from all the work that has been going on in that site. These are a rare find. I spoke with an expert recently who had never even seen these in person, so they are absolutely incredible. Again, taken out of the ground. The one on the right over here is actually a statue of Caligula. It's 7 feet tall, 2,900 pounds of marble.
The gladiators were the big celebrities.
They were the celebrities. They were entertaining. They were really out there for the public to love. And they would have been known by some of the symbols that they wore.
The Roman rock stars. Love that.
As Vesuvius covered the city of Pompeii with all of that ash, eventually it settled out, and the bodies that were caught and those people that died, the bodies disintegrated and left a vacuous space in that ash. And archaeologists then found these holes and filled them with plaster to create the cast that you see here. Here we have a mother and a baby, which is extremely powerful and very emotional to be able to have that insight into the last moments.
How did the Arizona Science Center end up with this exhibit? Because it is very limited through other places in the United States.
It is, and we worked very hard to bring it here. So I'll say through a lot of great conversation and the recognition that Phoenix is an amazing cultural city, and we knew that Phoenix needed to see this type of exhibition.